What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to give you an AMP facility update. This is a huge catalyst and again another reason why Lucid stands out over above its competitors. So when it comes down to this, I do want to talk on what that actually means for us as investors as well. But before I get into any of that, you guys know the deal. Smash the thumbs up. Definitely helps my channel significantly doing so. If you are new to the channel, I do daily videos on trading stocks, crypto. I do it all. So make sure you do subscribe. Also, don't forget to take a look at my Discord. Link in the description below. It's a free chat, a lot of good people, and a good place to be. With that, let's get right to it. So this was posted on Twitter. I did bring this up in a previous video, but I do want to give credit to 𝗪𝗓. He did point this out. This is a very big deal because at the end of the day, even myself, I looked through the blueprints of all of the AMP facility and I overlooked the huge amount of rail that is right there. So that is a very big deal, and I want to continue to stress that throughout the video because this is the ability for Lucid to reduce their shipping costs. It increases production, and at the end of the day, when it is reducing shipping costs, coming from the customer standpoint, this is where it's more incentivizing for people to choose Lucid over its competitors. So this will help Lucid have a little bit more of an advantage as well over competitors, because keep in mind, Tesla does not have this. This is a very big deal. So for them to lay all this track down though, for a cost wise, it is estimated to be between $1 to $2 million per mile. And there is a lot of track here and it does overlap quite a lot. So it is estimated to be around $10 million. But given how much they actually have in cash equivalents and short-term investments, it is a drop in the bucket. So that in reality, coming from an investor standpoint, isn't that big of a deal, especially as far as a risk versus reward standpoint. It offers a lot more benefits versus the 10 million. So this is why I'm really excited about this aspect of this. And so I just want to put this all in perspective for you. So looking at this is all the rail within North America. I'm just going to zoom into good old Casa Grande. So it is blue, so it is on the UP Railway. So what does that mean for us as investors? Well, we all know they are going to be starting to do deliveries to Europe in the second half of 2022. So instead of trucking them to the local port and then shipping them out there, they can just rail it. So that would be significant cost savings on Lucid standpoint. And so I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. So hypothetically, just looking here, these are some of the main ports in the States. Obviously, shipping out to Europe is only going to be primarily New York, Houston, or Miami. So that is some things to keep in mind. And so looking out right here, it is fairly easy for them just to ship to Houston, hypothetically, or possibly Miami, but Houston is a more advantageous one and a little bit more closer. So, and it is still technically on the UP railways. So this is something very beneficial for Lucid. And when it comes down to it, it's going to also cut down on delivery time versus trucking. So that's even more of an advantage for Lucid, getting the vehicle to the customers a little bit sooner as well. And I just want to bring this up to you as well. So hypothetically, once it gets to Houston, how much is it going to cost to get to Europe? And I did an estimate as far as going to the UK, hypothetically, just to start out, and it's roughly about $849 US, which is also estimated to be between 14 and 28 days. So it is very cost effective for Lucid to do it this way, and this is why they've built it into their AMP facility. So this is a huge cost savings, and I'm very excited for this, especially with there being a lot more studios opening up. So more specifically in Canada, definitely is a lot more advantageous to just ship it via rail than truck it. And again, just going back to this, you can see hypothetically they could just take the UP all the way to Kansas City, then they can give it to the Canadian National Railway or CP, depending on where it is going throughout Canada. So this is a huge deal, and especially with more studios opening throughout Canada as well, or whether it just be the States, regardless of whatever it is very beneficial to choose rail over even trucking, and more specifically as well, even more beneficial when it is going international. So whether eventually to China or eventually to Europe, there's a lot of big things and a lot of benefits for us as investors. And just putting it in perspective for a lot of individuals, hypothetically, if a customer from Canada says, you know what, I want to have a delivery, I want to have all this done, is going to cost roughly about $10,000 versus $2,000. If you have that $8,000 of a gap, you're going to get a lot more customers incentivizing to get into Lucid. So this is why I do strongly feel this is another thing that will put Lucid over and above technically its competitors. So right now we already have a better product than, for instance, Tesla, and if we are able to to reduce our costs as far as deliveries. We'll get a lot more customers at the end of the day. This overall is a big picture kind of thing, and I'm very excited about this. Like I said in a lot of other videos, it's growth. Growth is one aspect of Lucid that I'm very excited about, and when it comes down to growth, this is just a cherry on top. This is just makes things a little bit better and a little bit more advantageous for customers to choose that. Because if a lot of you really did want a vehicle, but if you were faced with a $10,000 shipping charge versus a $2,000, what would you choose? Would that $8,000 deter you from doing a sale or not? I don't know, you can answer your own question, but when it comes down to the broader population, I do believe that $8,000 would be a big difference, especially considering once Lucid does start to do that $25,000 vehicle in roughly about 4 years. This is when that will make a very big difference. With all that, let me know your thoughts on Lucid in the comments below. Also, let me know your thoughts on this rail. If you do think that it is such a big deal as myself, or if you just think it is what it is, let me know. If you haven't already, smash a thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. And with all that, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.